This is the place to be and learn about movies to see. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the South Carolina Civil War Museum, housed here in the Myrtle Beach Indoor Shooting Range. We're focused on the entertainment pages of the Myrtle Beach Herald, and we're visiting with our entertainment reporter, Christopher Huff. Good morning.
Morning, Greg. Good morning.
Is it Chris or Christopher?
Chris is fine.
I always like to say Chris, but I see in print it goes out as Christopher.
Christopher's on the birth certificate, but
yes.
You know, you can't stop people from saying Chris. If I can keep them from saying Chrissy, we're fine.
How about this Civil War Museum? This place is amazing.
It's wonderful. I love all this old stuff, all the old firearms and stuff. Really.
Have you been through
really
here?
Cool.
Yeah.
I've looked through here a couple times. It's pretty nice.
They normally don't have too many folks in here at 7 a.m., but it's great they've let us in that shooting range. They are going at it early in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
This is amazing. You
like
ever fired a gun?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I fired guns several times. I had expert rankings in the military. So. Is
that right? Mm-hmm. You were in the military, Chris?
I did the Army for the minimum amount of time I could do the Army.
I don't know if that's good or
bad.
And
then I left and grew my hair long.
Yeah, that's right. Viewers can't see. You've got a little more than just what we're seeing here in the screenshot there. Is that something had you always worn your hair long before the Army?
Pretty much. Something my mother always encouraged me to have my hair long. You know, she wanted me to get my ear pierced. Yeah, she was really kind of a hippie one.
You're kidding.
Yes, she did.
Right?
It took me until I was 18 to finally get up my own courage to get my ear pierced. And it comes and goes. The hole I got when I was 18 never closes.
Right.
And you know. Other holes have come and gone, but that one I can always put an earring in whenever I remember to put an earring in.
That's amazing, Chris. Was your dad supportive of this?
No, not really.
Not as much
as your mom. But he didn't object.
Yeah,
so,
he didn't stop your mom. I love it. That's amazing. That's something we ought to think about doing a little highlight on that, how Chris became the entertainment reporter for the Herald. You know, your background there, because you got a tremendous background in journalism.
Yeah, I came into it kind of in a sideways direction. I first started going to a local community college. I was taking care of my grandmother. She couldn't take care of herself when my grandfather died, so I moved in with her. Started taking classes at a local community college, and I was just...
That's not here in the area?
No, this is back up in Weirton, West Virginia.
Okay, sure.
And I was taking classes at West Virginia Northern Community College, and I was taking care of her and taking whatever classes. I was kind of focusing on computers with the idea that I can get a computer job and write in my spare time. And one day after some many years, too many years at West Virginia Northern, I found out that I was running out of classes to take.
Oh boy, yeah.
And I didn't know what I was going to do, and I actually graduated with 2 Associate of Arts degrees. Slightly different requirements, but they're both liberal arts, Associate of Science, and liberal arts.
Right.
And then, so I'm looking around what I wanted to do, and computers was good for me, and it's an easy thing for me, but at the time, I was kind of scared to do it because I'd get burnt out on computers.
Sure, of course.
You go through all this stuff, and you know, I was doing programming classes, and I'd get to a point where I just couldn't really think about it anymore.
Right.
And I really wanted to write, so I decided that I could study journalism and get paid to write, and then write in my spare time.
Sure.
So I went to West Liberty State College in West Liberty, West Virginia, just a little bit north of Wheeling.
Sure.
And south of Weirton, so it wasn't too far away from where I was.
Easy drive.
And took communications, where I got a great degree. I really love it because I had radio training, I had TV training, and I specialized in print journalism, so I had a great teacher, William Hanna. He just was a real great thing, and he really brought, I became to love journalism. I really came into it sideways because I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I did.
Right.
And I was up in that area for a long time. I was a reporter for the Wheeling Intelligencer for 3 years.
That's a daily paper up there?
Yes, it's a daily paper. I was actually covering an entire county across the river, because we're on the Ohio River there. Okay. I was covering Steubenville and Jefferson County, which is about the size of Horry County.
Horry County.
And
Excuse me, that's
sorry.
Right. Yeah, my gal, dude.
And basically I was running ragged doing that for 3 years. Cops, courts, city, business.
Cops, courts, city, and business.
Everything.
I don't think I knew that.
I was really covering everything. I was the reporter for that county and the city of Steubenville. So that kept me busy. And then opportunity back in Weirton, right across the river, came up to be city editor. And,
is that right? You were the city editor for Weirton?
Yes, Weirton Daily Times.
Okay, great.
And which is owned by the same people as own the Intelligencer, but so it was kind of a...
Is that a family
Ogden
Press out of Utah?
Yeah. No. This is Ogden News Group, I think they call themselves now. But I 3 years as city editor there. I had my own op-ed column, The Cutting Edge.
It's called The Cutting Edge. That's a great name for a column, The Cutting Edge.
And I won 2 journalism awards up there. I won one for a column, No One Here Gets Out Alive.
No One Here Gets Out Alive. That doesn't sound good.
Well, it was a lot of the health food scares, and every week people come out with, oh, this food's bad for you, it'll cause this, and it was basically a parody of that, where I came out and said, well, scientists have found the leading cause of death, living. And it was all about, like, if you worry about this stuff too much, you really can't live. And one of my favorite lines from it was, I said, like, there are people out there trying to survive on macrobiotic yogurt and water, but they're really concerned about the water because it's been found to be the leading cause of drowning. And I also won a Business and Labor Award coverage for a story I did.
This is from the West Virginia Press Association.
Yes, correct.
Sure.
And both were first place awards. This one was for Business and Labor during the whole tariff situation with Chinese steel dumping and all that stuff. And we lived in a steel town, obviously. And
Weirton is a steel town?
Oh, yes. Very strong steel town. Well, it's kind of dead now. It tried to survive. You still have family in Weirton, though, right? Yes, I still have family in Weirton. Still, my mom, dad, sister, niece, they're still up there.
Do they come down often to visit? Oh, yeah. That's kind of how I started coming down here. Is that right? Sure. Yes. So family have been coming down here for a while. I've been coming down here since at least 4. That's the earliest I can remember. I can remember staying at the Inn at Four Seasons up on the north end of Ocean Boulevard. Sure. Having to cross the road to get to the beach and stuff. Oh, yeah. Going to Mammy's Kitchen and... you mean down near the pavilion? Yes. Yeah, and sure. The pavilion and all that stuff. The old Myrtle Square Mall. Oh, yeah, the big clock. Oh, I love the big clock. Yeah. I miss that big clock. They really should have tried to save that somehow. Yeah, I wonder if they did. I bet they've got it holed up somewhere. They probably got it somewhere. Yeah. I had to check with somebody over there. But... and I always knew I wanted to live. I always loved Myrtle Beach. Coming to the beach, yeah. Feel the air. And so I did 3 years at the Weirton Daily Times. Right. And between the weather and the filling of my life, I just said, I'm going. There's no beaches in West Virginia. There's no beaches in West Virginia. And the year I left, 2003, June 3rd, I was still wearing a winter coat. On June, bull. No, I was. Are you serious? It was a very bad winter, and it was still. The nights were very cold still, and it was just a bad. And I was like, it warmed up shortly after my birthday. My birthday's June 4th. Right. And it warmed up shortly thereafter. I never had a nice birthday up there. Anyway. So we just celebrated your birthday last week. Yeah. 37 now. Is that right? Golly, Chris. Well, you have kept your youth. That's tremendous. What is that around your neck, by the way? Oh, this is a Navajo medicine wheel. It's made out of porcupine quill. It's hand woven. Quill? You're kidding. It's in a traditional. Yes, it's traditional manner. It's one of their. It's kind of a symbol of the 4 winds is what it represents, and the 4 directions. The 4 winds. It's a reminder that we're all part of the earth and the environment, and everything is in balance, and we have to, try to be as nice to the earth. And that's great. Yeah. I didn't know that. I mean, I obviously want to be in balance. That's very important, particularly at 7 a.m. on a Wednesday, right here in the middle of the week.
Yes.
Balance, yeah. Of course, you had a couple of great pieces for viewers who've got to get off to work now or just get out of the house. They can check you online at myrtlebeachherald.com. Obviously, if they visited today, they would see the two pieces from last week, your movie review as well as your places to be. Movies to see, places to be.
Just click on those links down in the menu on your left-hand side, and they'll find it.
And they've got a lot of your past ones, even back to the end of last year. I mean, it goes back, I think, right now to December of 06. So there's a lot in there. But, of course, they can scroll back and get everything you've done over the last, they can just click on some keywords there. Get all that stuff in there. The Internet is a magnificent vehicle to track down information, isn't it?
Oh, it's really changed the world.
It has. It has. You know, it's fascinating when we think about how it does change. Does it provide some good information for you when you're doing research, getting ready for the movies?
When I write my columns, I look up the movie website. I look up the Internet Movie Database.
Good.
They always have a good list of the script and the director, and you can click on the links to move on to, like, if you want to know what else did this actor do.
Sure.
What was the name of that movie he starred in? I thought he was in that movie. Can I look that up? And there's 3 or 4 different ways. You can search by just about any keyword you can think of for movies.
Sure.
And even movies that are not in production yet, so you can really kind of get a glimpse of what's coming out.
Is that right? Yeah. Great, good. So you're one of the few movie critics probably in the Carolinas here, if not the only one. As
far as I can tell, I may be the only one. I haven't found any others yet.
Right.
Might even be farther than that.
Yeah, I wonder why more places, more daily or weekly newspapers don't have movie critics. Because, of course, you've got a local perspective here. You've been in the Myrtle Beach area or in the Carolinas a long time, coming here a long time. There is a local perspective to movies.
Well, that's what I really try to bring, because if you look at it, you get... I mean, Sony got in trouble for this just a year or so ago, where they had a fake critic out there hyping up their movies.
Oh, no.
And stuff like that. So you get movie insiders. You get these people who either are related in the industry so closely, or they want to be in the industry, so they're trying to be artsy and politically correct to the movie industry.
Sure.
So they do things. I kind of always wanted to be a movie critic. Back, when I was 7 years old,
Sure.
and Siskel and Ebert panned Star Wars, a movie that changed the industry, a good, fun movie, whether you like science fiction or not.
They didn't give it a positive.
They 2 thumbs down.
No way. Siskel and Ebert gave 2 thumbs down to Star Wars.
Yes.
To the original one, 30 years ago.
That's
you were
right.
7. That's amazing.
Yep. And ever since then, I've always watched these critics, how, the good movies, the Die Hards, we got Die Hard, Live Free, Die Hard coming out again. People are starting to try to, it's going to be a fun movie.
Yeah.
It may not be Casablanca. It may not be Gone with the Wind but it's going to be or The Godfather. But it's going to be a good, fun movie to go see and enjoy. And you go see some of these movies, the Academy Awards movies that the critics all play up are like, that's a nice movie, but it's really kind of depressing. I don't really want to know about this. Or
Life is beautiful. Right.
I go to movies to escape life. I want to release. I want to escape. So I try to look at the movies and put in my review a more everyday man.
Sure.
Now, I'm a big geek. I'm a sci-fi fan. I'm a geek.
Are you a sci-fi fan? Yeah.
I just came back from the Con Carolinas in Charlotte a couple weekends ago.
What is that? The Con Carolinas?
It's a big sci-fi convention. There's about, I think, close to 700 people there. They had some big guests, a lot of authors, some of the crew, the cast from the Battlestar Galactica TV show.
Sure.
A lot of role-playing games, Dungeons and Dragons stuff. A lot of
Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. Are you still playing D&D?
Yeah, I still play D&D.
Is that right? It's still around? Yeah.
Every weekend.
Oh, come on. This weekend you'll be playing D&D.
This Sunday.
Last weekend. Is that right? Where do you play normally?
I have a friend's house.
Right. Sure.